but it is what it is. Right now I'm heading down to see my mom before the parking gets too full, and because they have to give my mom her pain medication around 10 a.m. So I figured go now, spend, I don't know, at the rate things are going to be like 20 minutes of time if she's able to talk or anything like that. So the time is growing smaller and smaller and smaller of being there because of her situation, right? So, man. All right. Woo! Someone's got a reefer going. Damn. It's all good though. It's all legal. Can't say much about it. The key in front of me apparently has the right idea for parking. We're all parked like this, and this guy's parked diagonally, which is the way it should be to fit more people in here. The city has been refusing to fix this street, so I've been telling them about this street for, oh my gosh, how many years now? Well, my family's been here for all my life, right? So, believe it or not, because my family's been in this actual area for about 35 years. So yeah, and this area is trampled on like you wouldn't believe. So, anyways, let's get going here. I want to get down there see if my mom's conscious or not. You know, just remember, you guys, she's at the stage now to where she might not be conscious anymore, kind of thing. Right, it might be just at the point to where the painkillers are ongoing now. They said that once it starts going ongoing, the likelihood of being conscious to being able to talk or anything like that is growing smaller. Right, so let's just get going. Well, I'm at the hospital right now, so I don't know if I got any family here, but I'm only here for a short period of time anyway. That very well could be my aunt's vehicle right there showing up, because I don't think she showed up last night, but who knows. I don't think they're going to show up this early. Normally we had a routine to where you know, I would show up first thing, they would show up a little later on, then early afternoon, me kind of thing. So it's warm out here too. All right, well, I'm about to get inside the building. I'm very, very, very tired right now. So. Yeah, so I'm just on the morning.
Morning. Do you need help?
Nah. All right, I was just talking to one of the ladies that work here. She's from a different country, and she was just telling me how the parking fees have all gone towards the new part of the hospital, right? So I was like, oh wow. She goes, yeah, they raised like $56 million to put towards the expansion of the hospital. I was like, well, 56 million, okay, that's a stepping stone with the way costs are, right? So, but anyways, I'm about 300 feet with the way I walk from where she's at. So I'm gonna be in there for a little bit. If she's sleeping, then I don't normally stick around. I try and come back because there's no TV there, and the Wi-Fi is not the best if I get it at all. So, yeah. There's all the construction there. Well, part of it anyway. So, all right. All right, so I gotta get these glasses out because the sun's coming out. So, anyways, guys, the update is Mom's pigment is changing. All right, so we all know what that means. I don't even have to get into it. If you guys know biology, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's expected at this time. You know, as of yesterday, she was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and it's still going. But you know, you could see her arteries pumping like crazy, man. They haven't slowed down yet. So, which is really something. But I was also told that you could have everything else in the body gone, and the heart can still go for a while longer yet. Weird how that works. But I don't know that part of biology or anything like that, right? But I am coping, you guys. I really am coping, okay? There's no doubt about it. Normally I would walk out of there, crying and everything else, but I think my with the support leads I've had from you guys being there for me, like the very few of you guys, and my son has been in contact, but he has his own life, right? So, and I'm talking about Scamcatcher. But I got tons of support leads around my mom's building right now. So, so when after my coffee and stuff like that, I'm gonna head down to my mom's bank and see what the protocol call can be to get this done. Because I don't want, when mom passes, okay, I don't want her to be in like a cooler kind of thing for who knows how long, right? I wanted her to be at peace, right? So, so when I get this done, I'm gonna head down to our bank and see what we can do. The support worker here did say that he can give a letter stating mom's situation, and that then maybe the bank can help out with that kind of thing, get it over with. Now, when it comes down to any kind of a service, I don't know what's going to happen there, because there's not many people interested, right? So I might just leave it as is, just get the initial work done, and that's it. So a lot of people are choosing that way of doing things now. Wow, good thing you pay attention. I almost had a head-on collision with a Honda CR-V because he wasn't watching what he was doing. Darn good thing I was. And this guy's walking up the walking right up the middle and taking his time. Jeez. Like, he's looking around. He's like, yeah, I know you're there, but I'm not going to give you the time of the day. It's like, jeez. But otherwise, yes, you guys, I am coping with the fact, but I think when the day comes, it will possibly be is this... The reason why I did that, you guys, is because he kept on pressing on the gas stop. He didn't make up his mind, and he was talking on his phone. So I was like, what are you doing? Confusing the other drivers by doing that, eh? So yeah, so I'm gonna head back and grab a little, and then do what I gotta do to do it today, and see what my options are. So I took a bunch of days off from doing it, and now it's time. All right, you guys. So since at the moment, okay, clearly I'm in charge of, well, what they would say is my mom's estate, right? Because she's not here. It comes down to me, right? So that's the reason why I have not been afraid to be taping from my mom's home. Okay, is because I am in charge. It feels weird saying that, it really does, and honestly, I hate it. But there's nothing I can do. For all of you guys out there that are younger, you have no clue what it's like to lose a family member yet, and if you're an only child, it's nasty, brutal stress. And if you don't have support leads, the proper support leads, it just gets worse. Okay, so I hope that those of you who do have to go through this eventually, okay, don't worry about the mess. I have to clean that up. I have not been doing much around here lately. I was actually just basically coping. But yeah, so that's my advice to anyone out there. If they're like in my situation where you're an only child. People around you can only help so much, and in the end, everything comes down to you. So please, you guys, I'm asking you guys, make sure that, if you don't have kids, or you plan on having kids, or you do have kids, or whatever the case may be, offspring in general, have a will. It goes so far along when you're in this situation, okay? Because in moments time, I have to go down to the bank, have a talk with them, and then see whether or not they will be willing to talk with the hospital about the situation, and then see where it goes from there, okay? Paperwork wise and whatnot. So I can only do step by step, right, with what I'm capable of doing in this whole situation, right? This very well could end up being a small Supreme Court legal battle in order to get anything done, and the hospital's aware of it, and they're like, there was no will? I'm like, she wouldn't do one because, you know, and I kept on telling her over the years, you know, let's get this done, because that way there's less problems. And she just kept on saying to me, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. I'm like, no one's ever ready, okay? But you need to get it done, you know. So honestly, I'm gonna have, like, if I do stay here, I can tell you right now that I don't have much to my name for my days, but you never know what can happen within the next number of years, months, or whatever. Something miraculous could happen, right? And I'm going to have to make sure that I have a will ready to go. After experiencing this now, I do not want the family below me to have to go through this. It's going to be freaking expensive getting everything notarized, but I'm going to look at trying to see about getting, like for an example, if I stay here, I'm going to have to get ink for this sucker right here. $200 for 2 cartridges. It's all carbon paper apparently. I thought it was laser, right? But it's not. It is what it is. It's still a good printer, you know, because it does photocopies for both sides and everything, so it's still darn good, right? Anyways, so yeah, there's no way in hell I could do that to the next generation. So when I get a chance to, as long as if I know I'm settling down, I'm going to have to, you know, get one done and somehow had the money together for it to be notarized and then put it away with a bank or wherever I put it. So don't get me wrong, there's no money, but I got to somehow come up with money in order for that day as well, right? So time's just flying by, guys. You know, I'm 51. My mom is 76. That's only 25 years, right? So, and it flies by. I remember it was like yesterday when I was 5 years old at Sylvan Gardens. Now it's called Hillside, right? And I was having fun with my friends using those toy guns and everything else. I still have memories of that shit. And then it just comes out, it's like, good God, I'm half a century. Where did life go? Got to do whatever you can to enjoy it, man. Whether it's going to be online or if it's going to be adventurous or whatever, because the old saying goes, you have one life to live, you know, unless you can prove otherwise. So, anyways, let's get up to the bank and see what we can do. Okay, try and see if we can talk to a manager and see whether or not they'll accept it. If not, then yeah, then that's going to open up another can of worms on this. So. And just to give you guys a heads up, the reason why I've been doing all these updates and doing all this kind of stuff is because I want to show you guys the experience of what it is like, you know, to have no will and being the only child. What it's like to have to go through this. A lot of people are saying, don't do it, take a break, right? But if you don't share your experience of what's going on and how the protocols work here in Canada anyway, people will be clueless, okay? I've had so many people praising me for what I've been doing. Continuously keep on going. I do it to keep my mind off things too, right? So, and by the way, I'm sorry for going like this all the time. It's a bad habit. So, anyways, we're hitting the lobby. Okay. Yeah, it's warm outside. We got guys, and yeah, I'm wearing my sweatshirt, but right now I just don't care. All right, so I'll take it off when I come back. I'm just gonna open up the windows. Like I said, I got my mom's 4-wheeler back here too. I got to get rid of too, right? So, and I gotta see whether or not her wallet's in there with stuff too. So I think it is. I don't know. I'll have to double check on that. you know, a lot of people say there's a boatload of work to be done in this kind of situation, eh? And it's just, you know, the amount of work that there is just depends on, you know, what really needs to be done and when, right? Like right now, I'm gonna go down to the bank and see what their protocol is, and then let the hospital know tomorrow, or it could be tonight. Just depends on when the support worker is there, because he does up the letter, right? And I'm so used to going this way, I could have gone the other way. Yeah, it's one step at a time, eh? So it's just, if you take it in stride, it'll be a smooth protocol. But if you don't take it in stride, then it could be very stressful and hell, to say the least, right? So but this is today, it's just basically informational to see what they would require for me to do this. And I want to know, you know, will the government take taxes off this? Because if they do, then I need to know how much, so I'll know exactly. Then I'll know exactly what the only kind of thing that will be available to my expense. So, and the hospital did tell me I'm doing the right way, because we didn't know anything until today about the situation, right? Oh, shoot. Okay, so it's a little bright outside, so I'm going to take these glasses here. I'm not going to have any documents to read or anything like that when I go in there, so let's see. There's no calls, so that's a plus. Because if there was a call from the hospital, that means it's, you guys get the idea. So, but I just have to run into her bank to see how their protocol works. So, let's go. But yeah, you guys, you know, like I said, I'm doing all this for informational purposes for anyone who's never had to experience it, and for people who will experience it. So it's a long road, it feels like, but if everything falls into place accordingly, it can be done so smooth, right? But everything that's for the next steps, okay, it's going to indicate what happens. So depends what happens with what the bank's protocol is, what has to happen from there, and then yeah. So I've just been repeating myself, but that's what I do. So until I get clearance in my brain about everything, right? So and it's almost noon, so there's a chance I might have to make an appointment. All right. Well, I'm going. I wonder if I got any bags in the van. I never even thought about that, because I was going to pick up a little bit of food. Save-On doesn't give bags anymore. So, what if I can get a box? Let's go up there and find out. If we get a box, then I got to do a little bit of shopping to get a little bit of food, right? So, I'm not getting much, to be honest with you. But anyways, I just finished talking to the bank, and they said that without a will, they said that I got to bring in the certificate first. They freeze the account, and then I have to wait for the estates division, or whatever they call themselves. And okay, how am I supposed to get upstairs with that blocked off? Let me go find out. And then it's a protocol of waiting. So, man, it sucks with the way things are. Oh, it's completely blocked off. Okay. Let's see if the elevator's working. So yeah, I got a bit of a road ahead of me. There's a lot of people waiting for an elevator, so I'm gonna wait. So I just don't know, man. The guy did say there are ways around it without having to go through the legal stuff. So he goes, oh yeah, we could bypass that. We just need the certificate. It has to go the other way. They have to do the protocols with the government behind the scenes, and then we can work with it and put your name on it. He goes, there's ways around it. So I'm just gonna wait for a while. So I'm gonna have to explain that to my mom's building and see if I can get some leeway there as this is going through. Because if I have to leave the whole situation, I don't want to stick around. You know, with what I've been through, I need a vacation. Anyways, I gotta get upstairs. Okay. now, everything is just day by day, hour by hour kind of thing. There's nothing else that really can be done. Where's my glasses? There's that one there, and there's that one there. So it's all coming down to the final day. And after the final day, they give me the required paperwork. They will not do it in advance. And the reason why is because of fraud, right? There's been a lot of people apparently claiming different things everywhere, and but yet the person's still around. And I'm like, so what do you guys do? What have you guys been doing? Issuing the funds in their name? They're like, yeah, we used to do. I'm like, I would never expect that. I would expect it to go right directly to, right? Not to me, to them, right? So, that's the way I always look at it too. If it's not for me, it's not going to be, period, right? So, yeah, so now I have to wait till who knows when for things to happen. So now it's all a waiting game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my mom's apartment. I bought some bacon, some cereal, and a box of chicken because I don't know how long I'm going to be there for. I got people around there that can take the frozen because I don't have battery in this van here, and I don't have a fridge. So if I had those, I would be able to make adjustments accordingly in the back, right? But I don't have either one, so I can't take food with me. So, but that's who knows when. So, anyways, let's get back and face the drilling aspect. And I have to contact my mom's managers about what's going on and stuff, and we don't know how many days. So either that, or I could wait till the day comes. But I think it's, to let them know. So. Because that's the way I am. I like being honest with people that are being affected. I don't like beating around the bush, not knowing what's going on. So, anyways, some of my wording might be off, you guys. I seriously need more rest, but I feel like I have to continue on with things. You know what I mean? So, and if I'm saying that a lot too, I apologize. But when my stress levels are that high, I repeat like that a lot, even though it comes naturally. Let's just get going. Alright, so what I'm doing right now, it's after 4, I think it's about 4:30 right now. And a friend of mine was actually just live on TikTok, right? So, but I'm using some of the chicken that I bought earlier, put some garlic on it because I'm in the mood for garlic. Got the vegetables here. I've been doing a lot of cleanup around here. Got the rice right here, which I have to strain soon. And I just did a whole whack load of cleaning in here. It's starting to smell more fresh in here now, right? So, but that's what it looks like at the moment. So, so used to hearing my mom sitting over here and saying her thing to the TV. Made myself a chicken dinner tonight. I had a hard time getting it in me, but I made myself do it. I had a chicken breast from the chicken I bought today. Rice with gravy. It was actually roast gravy. It was sitting up there for a while, but hey, it's going good. And it was dark too. I liked it. And mixed vegetables. Now I'm just watching a buddy of mine. He's a van lifer. This guy here lives in his city, right? But those two are classic together. So. And I am really wiped out. I actually just finished having good conversations with my two cousins that are sisters. Okay, and one of them apologized for not getting back to me. Her phone got screwed up. So I was like, hey, it's all good. Stuff like that happens. So looks like I could be meeting up with her sister tomorrow because she's got the day off. And I'm going to go down and check on my mom's situation. To see how far along this vegetative state has gone on. I'll mute that. You guys don't need to hear those guys with their language. When they're both eating Chinese food, they're trying to see who's got the better Chinese food, the van lifer or the dude who lives in an expensive condo. So I know where he lives, right? So, but they're good. They're both good guys, But I've spoken to both of them. Anyways, the one guy actually, he owns the same kind of vehicle that I have, right? So, So yeah, so tomorrow I will be going up there, meeting up with one of my cousins, and maybe her sister will show up. I don't know, and see whether or not there's anything going on. I might not do anything about my mom until 2 or 3 days, maybe. Because apparently, when you're in that, like she went from a vegetative state, we're thinking, that's it, and all of a sudden she came out of it for 3 days. Now she's been back in it for 2, right? And it's almost like the same thing that's going on, but this time the difference is that now jaundice is kicking in, right? So, and I was just thinking about, I was just laying down for a few minutes, just thinking about this. I was like, geez, and now if that's kicking in, it's a lot more serious now with that happening. Okay, so so within the next day or so, if that's happening, then I do have to make a decision about the IV. Yeah, it's almost at the point to where it's like you might as well just let the body functions play it out, right? Because like her heart is beating like crazy, right? But so the blood's still going through everything, but clearly whatever I think maybe the stuff in her brain has decided to forget it. We can't handle this drama anymore, and going after her eyes. Okay, she's already got eye disease as it is, right? And then it goes down to the liver area, spleen, and then goes to your kidneys. Apparently that's what they were saying. So so yeah, with that happening, it's a matter of it's within 2 weeks for anything like that to happen, right? So it sucks, and that's when the new steps have to start. I've already, like you guys know, I went down to the bank and they told me how it has to work, and that's going to take. They said it could take 2 to 3 weeks, right? So I don't know where I'm going to be in say, for example, 11 days time. I don't know if it's going to be here and continuing on, right? If I to get a contract kind of thing, or if they're going to say, what, you got to go. But we'll be watching out for this until things are going through. It'll be like, what's the point? Because how are you guys supposed to know without me telling you guys? Right? So I have a funny feeling I'm probably going to be able to stick around for a while yet, which is fine by me, because then I could be focusing not only on that stuff, but then I could also start getting my focus going with the other stuff that I want to get done. Right? So, which I'm crossing my fingers on, so. It doesn't mean I can't do any kind of camping, van life, or anything like that, because you have to wait for these calls to come in from these places, and and when it comes in, then they're going to say, okay, now here's your next step, kind of thing, right? Because when there's no will, it's a freaking nightmare. So yeah, and then when it comes down to the time of when it comes to like the celebration of life, okay. I can't give details of where it's going to be yet. Okay, it's going to depend on what they say up at the other cemetery. Okay, I've reached out to them, right? Because I got one quote, which was from the local one. Now I got to talk to the one up there. I told them what I'm looking at, right? And some friends of mine did their celebration of life for, like, a spouse or whatever, right? In not whether their apartment or there was a little hall, right? I'm considering doing that because most of my mom's people that would show up are in her building, right? So it'll give them the opportunity to say, hey, we're going to come by for a few minutes, kind of thing, right? No problem. So, I could always just do it in her apartment, right? Because that way people show up. You don't have to have a pastor, nothing like that. They just show up and see it, they talk, that kind of stuff, right? And I'm fine with that too. Because this is about mom, right? It's the final farewell. God, it sounds freaking weird to even say. But so yeah, I'm trying to hang in there, guys, but whenever I talk about it, it's hard. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's 6 o'clock, but I'm placidly exhausted from everything. And it's still going to be going until further notice, right? But I want to see mom out of pain. So. I was actually just looking at a picture of ours. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this picture at all, but this one goes back to, it's one of those really old ones. Holy shit. It's a Polaroid. Now look how many years ago was Polaroids, right? But anyways, I think this one goes back to when, I don't know if I showed you guys this. It was winter time, and I couldn't have been any more than 10 years old. And my mom had her swimsuit on because we had actually I don't know why, because it was winter. Either that or I just dressed up like that just to drive her up the wall. Right, but yeah, it's one of those pictures there, right? But yeah, that was her swimsuit. So, anyways. When you age, man, you start to think back to the young days. At least that's what I've been doing. One point in time, my mom did say to me, let's go look at some pictures of the past. And I was like, yeah, well, you tell me when, because you're the one who has the TV going 18 hours a day. She's like, we'll do it tomorrow. And I was confirmed. She goes, no, I can't do it. I'm really not in the mood tonight. I got a headache. Okay, no problem. Let's do it tomorrow then. And then we'll come up again. No, that's okay. I'm just, I'm feeling under the weather. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Right? And it was like constant. So I leave her alone for a bit. And then I try it again. And then she's like, okay, how about this? Go to the store, come back, and then we'll do it. So I do that. Oh, my soaps are on. It's like, I thought we were going to look at memories. So... yeah, now I've been left to look at all the memories myself. So, what I might do is the memories that I've got, like, because I don't know what the future holds for the next little while, right? And I will for sure let you guys know, okay? But if I end up being in the van again, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna put all these memories inside the van. And then I gotta figure out, like, there's a whack load more right there. Like, that big one there was my biological dad's and my mom's wedding. Yeah, back in the days when we found out that he was cheating on her. So, but, I'm not gonna get into that. And since nobody's been willing to come up here for that vacuum there and that maiden there, looks like I'm gonna have to put that downstairs. So, they were worth nothing. Right, those were actually given to my mom anyway, right? So I need, basically, with the way it's looking right now is, okay, in reality, a lot of that stuff could go because there's no value, right? And but the pictures and everything were purchased like who knows how many years ago. But everything else, yeah, it's technically like this tall unit, right? Goes way back to the 70s. And the only reason why she got it is because she wanted them from my stepfather, from my first one. So she got it, right? So, excuse me. But otherwise, this TV here, the computer desk, I was trying to give it to her, the big TV out there. Technically speaking, most of the stuff that is left here, she don't own. Right? The couch is mine. I bought the darn thing. I only got it for her because, the first time she got out of the hospital, right? So technically speaking, it's mine, right? It's just, and then the table's mine. I'm not sure if I mentioned this stuff already, right? So a lot of the stuff that is here, technically speaking, could really go back to family, right? To where it came from, right? Because it wasn't purchased. But you guys know what I mean. Like, but I'd rather play it safe than sorry. Like, almost everything that my mom ever got was given, right? So if they were to say, hey, where's the receipts? There are none. So, but anyways, it's time for me to get going. I gotta rest my head, man. My eyes hurt, my brain hurts. I'm going to bed early tonight, right? Because I need more rest. So yeah, guys, stay tuned for more updates of what's going on. I'll let you guys know when that day comes, when I will probably need a lot more support from you guys than ever before. And and be prepared for the celebration of life coming. You know, to my mom, my best friend. However, her heart's still beating like crazy, so I can't wait to see her tomorrow, regardless of the state that she's in. You know, I was up there today, and I left early because I had to go deal with the bank and some other stuff too, right? So, and then after that, you can't find parking. So, but yeah, so I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys updated the best I possibly can. Of course, there's no videos, no pictures of her, no nothing, because you guys don't want to see someone in that state, right? And it would be inappropriate to do anyway. So, yeah, I do have pictures though, which for when the day comes, I do have. I was considering making a slideshow or something like that. So, I'm not 100% sure, but you guys will find out when the time comes when I make my decision of what I'm going to do to show you guys her. So, okay, I keep on saying I got to go and I keep on talking. That's how tired I am. So, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.